I'm Ryan Durbin from RD Ceramics, located in Highland Heights, Kentucky.
And I'm Becca Otis with Five Lines Pottery, and I'm located in Statesville, North Carolina. And welcome to Wheel Talk.
There we go. We're live.
We're live.
Hello.
Hello.
We're in a new season officially. We got a
We
little
are.
got a little break. A break from releasing. Not too much of a break from recording. We got a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've been hitting the interviews
Um,
hard lately.
yeah. Will we have a break? Is that gonna happen? Like,
I mean, we kind of did have a break.
no, I know we did have a break, but
We
I
had like
feel
three
like
weeks of a break between our last release and our recording.
yeah,
2 or 3 weeks, I think.
I feel like we are so ahead. That's what I'm saying. Like, are we gonna just go like full tilt and then just be done for the rest of I'll just edit everything and just be like 4 weeks ahead?
Wouldn't that be so nice?
That would be amazing. Is that gonna happen?
I would love for it to happen, but something will come up
Yeah.
that we can't anticipate. So that's why we record ahead. Yeah. It's been nice though. What's up? What's new? You officially announced last week, as of the releasing of this,
Yeah.
that some things were changing.
Yeah.
Um, and we're getting closer to your that news happening. For people that didn't hear last week, did you want to just what was that? And
Why, first of all, why haven't you been here? Go back and listen to last week's because it
oh
was
yeah, it was a
potentially
good chat
one
with
of the best
Nikolai.
episodes we've ever done. Um, and but uh, I quit my job,
Yeah, Becca dropped a
and
bomb on us fresh on the beginning
fresh.
of last episode.
Yep. And yeah, but I gave them plenty of notice because I'm not an asshole, and found out that really, truly, you should just give 2 weeks because
You gave him like
senioritis
six
lives.
weeks or something.
Yeah, senioritis lives and breathes after you're a senior. Let's just say that.
Oh fuck yeah.
And so I want to be gone because I have I'm just over it, Not because I don't like working there, but it's just when you say you're going to be done and then you still have to wait, it's a lot. So,
Yeah. Well, there's
yeah.
definitely like somebody that I work with is definitely doing that like quiet quitting in a way where like they don't give a fuck. So it's kind of
Yeah.
frustrating working with them because you're like I still want to hold this standard for myself and we have to work together, but I realize that you don't give a fuck, so it's kind of tough at
Yeah,
times.
we can't really be on the same team if
Yeah,
you're
like
not
we
giving a
have
fuck
to
and I'm not giving a fuck. Like I am giving a fuck. Like we can't be
yeah, it's like we have to
So,
coexist, we have to work on goals together. You're still here, you're still getting
yeah.
paid, we still have things to do. So you can't just like dip out. But like, yeah, I get it. Like you're once you made that decision and you've already given your notice, like they know.
Yeah. It's really hard and it's really I'm glad that I have a good work ethic, but I'm not gonna lie and tell you that it's easy to go to work because it's not.
Hmm. Did they
Um,
support like that timing? Like why did they not have it sooner?
it was actually me that chose the timing, and I did it specifically so that
Hmm.
I just wanted to have a month to prepare and to if I was just going into something else that I could just jump into quickly, it'd be one thing. But I have to fire things and I have to um glaze things and I have to put them in the kiln and do all these things and it takes
Hmm.
time and I don't have the luxury of previous times where I had a little bit of money saved up. I don't really have that now.
Hmm.
So I actually, sending me that We got like a if you remember from our episode of Profit First from a
Mm-hmm.
long time ago, and me and Taylor trashed that book to no end. And even though I still like it in the first three chapters, Ryan implemented that system, and he texted me today or yesterday or sometime, and was like, "Hey, just so you know, you have profit stuff
It's July
that
1st. We have profit for the first half of the year from the podcast.
right."
Congratulations.
And so I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" And so that's my first week of pay when
Yeah.
when I quit. So, yeah. So in the years past, I've always had a bit of a buffer, and this time I don't really have a buffer. So
Hmm.
that's kind of where we're at.
Well, also, I think make it. I'm sure making the definitive like committing to actually having a date on the calendar of when the end is
Mm-hmm.
happening, rather than just like dragging it out. Like, okay, I'll get to it once I have enough money. I'll feel good, and then some emergency is going to come up when you get that close amount of money, and then you
Yeah.
postpone it again. It's like it at least gets a little bit of a fire going.
Yeah. Well, and I think that if anybody's been listening to this podcast for more than 2 days, they know that I am much better if you just throw me into a fire. So, and and this was like the easiest way to not be thrown into the fire, but also be thrown into the fire, I feel like.
Hmm.
Um, so it was like, okay, I'm gonna throw myself into the fire, but I'm gonna give myself a month to prepare for it.
Hmm.
So that's kind of where we're at. Have I been doing the appropriate things that I said I was going to be doing so that I wasn't going to be in a fire? Absolutely not. Um, not at all. So, will the fire be hot? Yes,
I
it
have a
will.
question that I'm wondering, and I don't know if this affects other people too. With like putting it out in the world, I don't think you've officially communicated it publicly on social media that you're quitting or
I have
you're
not. I've
that
not.
I wonder if that at all affects people's like that they feel more accountable because they're like, I put this out there, this is my expectation, and this is what people are like supportive or whatever, and I don't want to let them down, or like, oh, like it's officially public, so like everybody's aware, all the eyes are on me for a period of time, like relatively,
Yeah.
that it's like, oh, it lights a little bit more of a like, hey, I got to get going. Like I've
Yeah.
communicated this. It's like I feel that way when people quit their jobs and they're like, I'm doing this full time now. People are like, all eyes are on me, even though they're not really in reality. But
Yeah. I think the hardest thing this year or this this time, because let's be clear, this is the third time. Uh, this is the third time Becca's said, fuck it, I'm gonna do this full time. Uh, I think the hardest thing about this time is that there's like a lack of inspiration, maybe. Like, I'm really trying to find something that, well, it's kind of a twofold situation. I'm in a really deep depression right now that's been really hard, right? And I'm doing the appropriate things to get out of it. I'm working towards it. I'm like doing the shit, right?
hmm.
But at the same time, and then I'm like jumping into this. There's just a lot of all these things are like colliding at once.
It's like a perfect storm, it sounds like.
Yeah, and so I don't know how it's gonna go. I know that it will be fine because it always is fine. And um yeah, so and so this time it's been I haven't announced it on social media for a lot of there was a few different reasons. I actually didn't tell anybody at work until this week, like the end of this week. So and I only
Besides like
told
the
like
official
my
HR people or whoever that needed to know when you
right. I
initially
told yeah,
put
I
the
told
notice
my
in.
close friends at work. And then I don't really plan on telling very many other people. And then I'm just gonna peace out. There was something that one of my coworkers said that, which is funny because like we were chatting and she's worked there for such a long time, and I was like, well, when are you gonna retire? And she's like, I don't know. And like, keep in mind this was broken English speak, right? So, because she speaks Spanish and I speak English, so we were kind of like communicating that way. And she said, she goes, when I retire, poof, I'm just gonna leave. And nobody's gonna know. She'll be like, she was like, one day I'm gonna be here, the next day I'm gonna be gone. And I kind of like that, you know? It's just like, bye.
Yeah.
Um, so I would like to do that. I know that's not realistic, but it would be nice to do that. And just kind of like work at my own pace for a minute, you know, just
Hmm.
so that I can like get my feet wet. But to be fair, I say that I haven't been working, but like I have beads and I have earrings. Like I'm prepping. I have 14 like cups. You know, it's not what I wanted per se, but I've been like
Hmm.
doing small things to get ready. You know, so
Yeah. It doesn't always have to be on social media. Like you're posting some here and there with videos,
yeah.
and I think I saw some tumblers on a table, and
Mm-hmm.
you've been working on some
Yeah.
things without documenting it necessarily, which is fine because it's like,
Right.
hey, this is what I need to do.
And I don't. I mean, I am going to be selling these online, like selling stuff online. Going back to that, but I also would like to get to a point. I mean, I think my dream would be to find a farmer's market that I can go to once a week and like make all the money I need.
Hmm.
That would be my dream. I don't think that's realistic, but um they did say Boone has one maybe, but like ironically, what we're talking about today is something that I'd like to achieve again, which is trying to be successful within your own community, without like having to travel too far for that. And to like, you know, some people just aren't sellers online. And also like also I want to consider like when we were talking, well, you guys won't hear this, but somebody we interviewed mentioned and it really stuck like staying in your lane as an artist, like whatever your lane may be, it could be selling whatever, but I'm trying to find out what my lane is, you
Hmm.
know?
I mean, you
And
did Leavenworth for how long? I mean, you did Leavenworth for like 4 years, 3 or 4 years, did you?
yeah, and I loved that.
And that was
I
every
loved
single
it.
week from May to
But
October or something like that.
but how hard did I work, Ryan? And how
Well, that's what
like
but I'm saying you had that
yeah,
experience of this is the extreme of it,
yeah,
filling a booth every week. The farmers market's like the mini version of that.
yeah,
Can you shrink that down by
yeah,
3/4 and have
yeah, and make
something?
it realistic, you know?
And then I would guess you'd probably get more of the money from the sales by
Hmm.
doing a farmers market than you would like a percentage wise. You'd get a higher percentage of the money.
Yeah.
And it's not three, I don't know how far the drive was, but you don't have to drive a long ways to a farmer's market, hopefully.
No, it's down the street. I could walk. And I mean I couldn't walk with all my stuff, but I could walk. And it's $5. So
Nice.
and I mean I don't expect the Statesville Farmers Market to bring in a bajillion dollars. I do not. Um, but if I do that and then I figure out some wholesale stuff that works really well for me,
Hmm.
I would love that, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
love
and
it.
I love being in the community. Now, here, I mean, being a farmer's market in North Carolina is no small feat. It is 100 degrees here right now. So,
I was gonna say
there
I see
is
some
that.
people, and I was also I think it was a friend that's in South Carolina, not too far from Will. It's like 100 something in the studio. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, yeah,
I think
it's
he does the
awful.
farmers market every Saturday.
It's
Will does.
awful. It's so bad.
Yeah,
It's
it's brutal.
like, and our AC in our car doesn't work really well.
Mm.
It's awful.
You're needing the respite of the outside, even though it's hot.
It's awful.
Get some fan, get a little fan or something at least.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that how did I do this last year? Like,
Hmm.
how did I do this in my van with no AC?
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Whew.
that was a thought. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Ah.
All right. So you're getting settled. You're getting kind of a
Yeah.
new normal, new routines and whatnot.
Yeah. How are you doing? Tell us what you've been up to.
I have been in a period of not having any shows, so I haven't had anything since the end of May, and I've got a
Mm-hmm.
show here mid-July, so pretty soon. By the time you're hearing this, I'm at a show right now.
Okay.
So had a good break, which is much needed. I've been making a lot of stuff. The assistants have been working hard. Erica actually shared some news with us that she is actually leaving us and moving.
Sad day, but also proud of
So
you.
so great for Erica, but trying to adjust and figure out how to replace somebody that's been here for 4 years and has a lot of knowledge and very like involved with as a friend and then also in the studio and keeping us going for a number of years. That
When is she leaving?
the end of July.
The end of July. I wonder. You
Yeah.
know what? You know what? I should talk to Erica and ask her all the gritty, like dark and dirty secrets that Ryan Durbin has in his pottery studio and be like, tell us how it really was working for Ryan J. Durbin these last 4 years.
All right, if you want to do that, we'll
Yeah, I'm
see
gonna
what
do
she
that.
comes with.
Maybe me and Taylor can do it together. Oh, it'll be perfect. It'll be like the best send off. And obviously, we
Uh,
know that we will never talk bad about Ryan. But
so that's been a lot of what's going on. We're working on the house with the Spectacle House, which is the new Airbnb and all that we
yeah.
bought up the street. Rachel has been hard at work at that, getting all the rooms done. We've got a couple things left, small bits. I'm installing the kitchen sink yesterday, so
Wow.
getting my plumbing on, getting my electrical on, hiring some
Proud
things
of you,
out.
Ryan.
Who knew I was so handy?
Not
But
I.
yeah, it's been a lot, but we're it's been good because we make that master list a couple weeks ago and been working through it. We only got we had like 30 things on it and now we're down to less than 10. So it's
Wow.
pretty good.
That's great.
So we just got some news about the
When will you
LLC
start
today.
accepting
So
guests?
the paperwork for the LLC is done and then Rachel's getting the short-term rental permit so we
Oh,
can
that's a
actually have
thing.
people. What's that?
Okay. That's a thing. I didn't know you had to have a permit to rent
Yeah,
yours.
short-term rental permit in our city. At least we need it. And we've got insurance on the property, obviously, for, commercial use and all that for the Airbnb. Um, and then we got to get some photographs and get the listing on Airbnb and VRBO or wherever. And I think
Hmm.
our first people that are going to stay are going to be for the workshop, the soda workshop that I have coming up at the end of July.
I feel like that would be a great like soft opening. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. So I've already communicated with them about it. Sharing some news when it's ready to be on Airbnb for them to book. And then, yeah, we're working with a friend of ours on like graphics and things like that. So getting that going, and Rachel's been documenting stuff on Instagram. So if you want to see that on Instagram, it's called The Spectacle House. And yeah, it's coming along really good. So a lot of expenses, but I think that's to be expected. I'm like, can we get this thing open yet? Can we start getting some income on this thing finally?
Yeah,
So it
exactly.
hasn't been that long. I mean, we closed on it mid-April. It's already early June, July right now. So 6 weeks. Honestly, that's pretty good for 6 weeks. I figured it'd be about 2 months by the time we opened it, which it should be about right on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. I don't think there's anything else major. I had a soda kiln a few weeks ago, which was soda firing workshop, which was really good. Had some good attendees for that, and looking forward to more soda firing soon. Scott from Speedball, the chemist at Speedball, was actually one of the attendees, so
Oh, really?
That was a good time. He was
Yeah.
talking about making up some glazes that, because normally Speedball's glazes, the mid-fire ones, tend to be more for people that are firing electric. But I mean, you could fire in reduction if you wanted to. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but he might have some glaze samples for me for to try in the soda kiln at some point. We'll see. But yeah, so that stuff's going good. And yeah, the dehydration cups have been fun too. Those are my
Mm.
current obsession. I just unloaded like 300 or 400 of them from the Bisciln yesterday or today.
Wow.
So I was talking with Helena today. She was asking how many we had, and over May and June, I think we made like 750 of them.
Have you sold 750 of them?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, I'm in making mode. So I took some to the show in the very last show I had in May is when I
Yeah.
could get the first batch ready, and I think I sold like I think I sold 20 or so. See, six, oh no, hold on, sorry, Summer Fair 61. I sold
Damn.
61 of them. So, and those are the simpler versions. I was making a batch last year that were more complex with clay stems and the clay cups at the top, and they would like warp and stuff, and they were just way more work than they were worth. So, or they were way more work than what I was charging for them, and I didn't feel comfortable charging like $40 for a B cup. So, um, they're very manageable now. They're little bitty cups, and I've got Helena helping make some as well. She just brought 60 today, and
Wow.
then we're cranking them out. They're like $15 to online. They're $17, but yeah,
Wow, wow, wow.
pretty good.
Look at you. You found your thing. I want to find my thing.
It's a small thing.
No, but a small thing is a big thing, if
Yeah,
that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
I I mean they kind of have their issues with like glazing them kind of takes a long time
Yeah.
and all that stuff, but they're fun to like. I sat on the couch for 2 or 3 hours watching a movie the other day and made like 100 of them or 200
Aw,
of them or something.
proud of you.
So I was making them in the car on the way back from Heidi and the Beals. So
Yeah.
also I got a slip tank
I kind of
from
want to
Heidi,
like,
which is
I
new.
kind of want to revisit if I'm going to do the farmer's market, when I do the farmer's market, I want to revisit the garden markers, but a
Garden
smaller
stakes, yeah.
version, a garden stakes, but a smaller, better version,
Mm.
you know?
I feel like the mise en place would be good too. You had something with those too.
That's already in the works, but
Okay.
that's what these were supposed to be. I don't know if people like them or not, but like these are hand done. They're like I have a bowl that I've just been pinching them in,
Mm-hmm.
and like using it as a mold, so they all stack in between. I like them.
Yeah, they look good. I like the
And
organicness to them, and then the raw
so
clay on
do
the outside
I.
looks really nice.
So do I, but I think that it's so hard because some people just want it to be so like perfect. And then I'm like, is this more work than just throwing them on the wheel, like doing the pinch pots, I don't know.
I
I don't
I
fucking
don't
know,
know. I
man. I
think
don't
the
fucking know.
I did notice that it fucking hurt my hands if my clay was too firm that I was trying to pinch those B cups. So like the softer
Yeah.
the clay was good, but then you gotta let it set up longer. But also like hand wise, I feel like it's probably easier than throwing a bunch of them if the clay's soft enough.
Yeah.
Depending on the position of your hands, because I was feeling that it was a little awkward, but
Yeah.
they're good though. You don't really know until you take them out there and see what happens and the pricing and get them
Yeah,
out
you
in
never
front of
know.
people.
And I think that like um I'm nervous now just because I haven't been in it for such a long time. But I know that once I get into it, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is what they want. This is what they want," you know?
Hmm. Yeah, All right. Do we want to do our maker of the moment?
Guess what, guys? Maker of the moment's back.
We have a maker of the moment. Who's starting?
Maker of the moment. Okay, I'm starting, but I am trying to find it because I got out of Instagram, so give me a hot second. Okay. Also, whoever is posting stories onto the Wheel Talk account, I assume it's Ashley or Lindy because that's who does it. You're doing great. Doing great.
Yeah, they've both been doing
Um,
great.
so my person is Embodied Ceramics, Embodied Ceramics, and their name is Mel Casey. Her name is Mel Casey, and from Alberta. Is
You know,
AB
it's
Alberta?
yeah. You know, it's
What?
funny. The last name of your person is the first name of my person.
Oh, that's true. Wow, so kismet. Okay,
Perfect.
so I really like it because it's very like, it reminds me of like Liz Cohen in a way, but with less color. But also more like mid-century, like a little bit less like consistency. Liz is very consistent, which is something that I absolutely
A
love
little
about her.
less tight, maybe.
Yeah, a little less tight. And it feels loose and fun and like, but also tight. It feels purposeful. It feels purposeful but loose, if
Hmm.
that makes sense. It's and it's mostly black and white on a darker clay. They've got like all the elements of mid-century. Like they got the birds and the fucking domes and
Hmm.
and um I just really love it. Looks like
Got
she's
kind of the
using
sort of the
like
like
stickers.
Sputnik
Yeah.
looking
And
line
I
work
really
with balls
like
on the
that
end.
she's doing like stacking bowls that have all the same pattern that you can stack them to make the pattern. Like she puts one pattern on four bowls, and so you unstack them so they have different patterns, but then when you put them together, they make a pattern.
Yeah, those look good.
Yeah, they look really great.
That takes some good
And
attention to detail and consistency
for
to
sure.
pull that off.
And yeah, they look so good. And I just really like it. And I love that that's like the thing that she's kind of like leaning into right now is like all these things that kind of stack in. And she's really just found her groove, you know? And like you can tell that she's like really enjoying exploring shapes and different things, but still has this style just on lock, you know?
Oh yeah, they look great.
So it's Embodied Ceramics. We're gonna follow her because I
Yep,
forgot.
Mel Casey.
Yeah, and it looks like she's kind of like been. I feel like she hit it. Maybe when's this post? I don't know when this post is because I don't know how to tell. So, well, that sucks. Why can't they just put dates on things? I don't.
Which one are you talking about?
Well, I was just gonna see like if you scroll down, like you can kind of see when things starts kind of changing. Oh, May. In like 2025, it looks like she kind of hit her what it is like maybe. Oh no, no, it looks like she's always been cool. Um, sometimes it makes me sad when people have been cool from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Because like you're like, God damn it. Like, why were you cool from the get-go? Like that's not fun. Like I does that bug you when people like just are immediately got it?
But that doesn't mean that's when she started ceramics. Like that could just mean when she started documenting it.
No, 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 I know that. I know that like I mean, she looks like she's been in ceramics forever because like she's not untalented in her throwing. Uh, uh, but what I'm saying is that like it feels like I've been trying to find my style for 16 years and this person it looks like she found her style when she was born. You know what I'm saying? Like and I am jealous of that.
Yeah, I don't, and you don't know the background too. Like there could be some background in doing a lot of design or something. Like maybe they're a graphic designer. I
Totally.
don't know,
Every ceramic artist was a graphic designer, let's be honest.
or
Let's
a
just
painter or
be
something.
honest
You know.
about that. Yeah. So, right on.
All right, my person is Casey, and Hanrahan.
We don't really know that's how you spell your last name or say it, but what a name. Casey Ann Hanrahan.
Casey Ann Hanrahan. I mean,
I love it.
that's just perfect. And her pots are so playful. Looks like she's out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bright colors. Got the oh man, they're just so cool. I don't know if it's colored porcelain or painted on color. I think it's probably painted on, but
I think it's colored porcelain.
is it? Okay.
Oh wait, it's colored porcelain.
Oh, it says ceramics slip casting. Maybe it's okay. Maybe there's
It's
something.
porcelain. It's porcelain. It's like colored. It is for
Yeah.
sure colored because I see
Oh,
her
it's she's got a
textiles
slip cast mold and she's painting with colored slips.
slips. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Kind of like a Kelly Justice sort of,
Yeah.
if you know
Because
her
she has
work.
a really cool video from 2 days ago. Um July 1st. Or July or June 31st. June 31st. And it shows her process of like painting in the mold and the finish process. It's very, I like it. It's very pieced together.
Yeah, it's like each and with the painting of it, you're making it organic rather than just taking a mold and just pouring slip into it and
Yeah.
keeping it as is. She's like, no, like we're gonna customize these and give them personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love it. Casey Ann Hanrahan. Oh,
Casey Ann,
those look so good.
Hanrahan.
I don't remember how I stumbled upon her stuff, but somehow I got her in the list a while back. And now I'm just scrolling through looking at all the work.
It is really cool, and it's very unlike you
Hmm.
to
Yeah, it's very
choose
funky.
this.
It's one of those things where it's not, I would say it's more design first than function first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, still looks
You're just like, if I was to say Ryan's choosing the person today, this is not even the third person I would choose that would thinking you would choose, but you've chosen it, and I agree with it. This is
hmm
somebody I would choose.
hmm
So,
love it.
yeah.
All
Whew.
right. Casey and
Well,
Hanrahan, Embodied Ceramics, look them up. We're sharing them on Instagram.
yep.
And they're all in that story highlight. So if you missed any of our makers of the moment over the years and you want to look those up, look them up on Instagram
Yeah.
at Wheel Talk
Look
Podcast.
them up.
You can find them in there. All
All
right.
right.
I feel like we need to talk about one of our sponsors that support us all year.
Which run? Which one?
Which one? L&L. We'll start with L&L.
L&L.
L&L. So I was telling Becca before this, I got one of the mounts, the controller mounts for the plug-in fire.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that mounted up a few weeks ago. I got it at Ensika from the folks there and got it hooked up. It is in its good spot now. Got it into the concrete wall or the brick wall. It's mounted, it's out of the way. I don't have to rest it on top of my other kiln while I use it, which is great. And my cord is not hanging into my other kiln or hanging against my other kiln while it's firing. So it's in a good spot.
Nice.
I haven't been using that as much, but I've been using the bigger ones over time lately. I got a glaze kiln that was I just unloaded yesterday and loaded a new one up last night and firing it up and we'll unload it here soon. I just unloaded a huge bisque kiln, had a ton of stuff. And yeah, they've been working pretty good for me lately. Have you been firing anything
Nice.
lately in your
Oh
little
man.
guy or
I have. Okay, so I fired all these little tester pots and I've been kind of like going through all of the earring stuff and it's still cooking, man. It's just cooking away. It's doing great. And I have no complaints. I actually today, I'm not even kidding. I have a friend that has taken an interest in ceramics and pottery, and she kind of like hands me stuff to like fire and stuff like that. And I told her today, I was like, okay, you're gonna go there tonight and you're gonna put the stuff in the kiln and you're gonna fire it. And I was like, and everything will be fine because it's a piece of cake. And she was
Hmm.
like, I don't know. And I'm like, nope, it'll be fine. Trust me.
So
So
what'd you tell her? Did you tell her just turn it on, do the
I
preset
told her to
glaze
text
firing,
me.
or
I told her to text me because I think that it would be less overwhelming if she was in front of it and I said, this is step one, you know?
yeah, there's
Um,
like three. You could click like three buttons and you've got the thing firing. So
yeah.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm happy to have the programs on there that just set it, forget it, make sure that I don't mess anything up. It's nice having. I definitely appreciate the Genesis controller over the older controller, the Dynatrol, I think, the one
Yeah.
where you got to click through all the buttons.
Yeah, I don't like
Just
that
because
one.
every time I get through it, I still feel like I forgot something, or like, you got to cycle through all the settings before you can hit start or whatever. It's just like, no,
Yeah.
I know this is the program. Set it, forget it, let it go. Fan
Yeah.
on, all good. All right. So, Becca, if you're searching for a kiln or trying to troubleshoot some problems with your kiln, where do you want them to go?
Well, hotkilns.com.
Yes, there you go. All right. Since we did this out of order, should we talk about bushcraft, or do you want to talk about that in a minute when we get to it?
Let's talk about it in a minute.
All right. So you briefly mentioned what our topic was today, so we'll go into that. And yeah, what were you looking for overall, just to reiterate kind of what the goal was for the topic today?
So, the topic is that I I know that a lot of people are not like we were talking about kind of staying in our lane as artists and like what works for us and what doesn't. And I think that we focus a lot here on online stuff and like how to maybe sell online. And I was thinking about how like a lot of people really need to don't have the capacity to focus online because they may not understand online. And so I thought it would be great if we talked about how you can get connected in your community. We've done this before in a way, like when we first started off, because I was really heavy on Facebook, but times have changed. Things are moving, all the things, and
You're physically
um,
moving.
physically moving, mentally moving, all the things. So I thought it might be a great idea to kind of talk about that, especially since I'm going to be going into that as well. I would like to stick more in the community as opposed to kind of like going out of the community. I personally have no interest in traveling 3 hours for a show. I don't have any interest in like sleeping overnight at someplace else. I'll do it. And I would have done it happily 2 years ago, but now I'm like, fuck that shit. I don't want to do that. I have a fucking dog now, like,
Hmm.
all these responsibilities. And also on top of that, I have a partner that works Monday through Friday. So what does that look like in like how do you not sacrifice your whole weekend but still make money,
Hmm.
and still have time for your partner, you know,
Yeah.
other than like dragging them along to these shows,
Yeah.
which is fine at some level, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
sometimes
It's
people love that.
Yeah, it's definitely more
Um,
enjoyable when Rachel and I go together to a show. It gets kind of like mer when I go to Bloomington, Indiana, and sell at a show for 2 days, and it's like
yeah,
it's a killer of a show, but it's also like, we don't get to like have dinner together, and we don't get to like explore a little
yeah,
bit, or like
yeah,
pick out an Airbnb that looks good for us. That's part of what makes the weekends fun. When we go to Berea here, we'll
yeah,
we'll go there in a
exactly.
couple
Like
weeks.
make it
It's
a
like,
a trip. Like I'm fine with making it a trip, but also, yeah, but also like I don't want to be like, oh, the best farmers market to go to is in Boone, which is an hour and a half away, and I'm going to go there every single Saturday. And
Yeah, and then you're going to be beat when you get back and not want to do
yeah,
anything.
and like not want to do anything when he's like, "Oh, bet it's Saturday." Like we get to do nothing and like have fun and like go watch a movie or whatever, you know? And so I feel like it's a new time in my life, you know. I have to like think about another person.
And a dog, and
And a
do
dog
you take a
and a
dog with you
cat.
to the show, or is the dog going to
Yeah,
overheat or like shit somewhere and you're going to have to clean it up?
right.
Like,
Exactly. So, yeah, and like yeah, what does that look like for an average human being, right? I know I'm a little bit different than average due to the fact of my experience and what I've done and all that shit. But technically, in this community, I'm the same as anybody else, you
mhm.
know?
And you're kind
Now,
of
I
starting
do,
from new. Like, not a lot of people probably know you from your pottery
right,
business necessarily.
exactly. So, like, how do I do that? Yeah, how do I do that?
Hmm.
And like, what are the avenues I can take? And I can glean from my experiences in the past, but, um, you know, so yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about.
Okay. And yeah, one of the questions I think you touched on this when you're talking about like online and what is important about being having that local connection versus that online connection or that
Mm.
social media connection. And for me, like selling, I think you really just need that feedback loop. Like it's really tough when
Yeah,
you post something, you post it in the ether, you don't really know who's seeing it. You get some likes, you get some comments, but like it's not really a true gauge and it's not good enough feedback to get a sense of like, is this working? Is this not working? Am I selling stuff? Am I not selling stuff? Like, at least at a show, you can talk to people, get a sense. You can look at their facial cues. What are they buying? What are they talking to
right.
you about? Like, online, it's so saturated that you can't, you're really, it's like a walls up and you can't really get enough feedback
Yeah,
that way, you know?
yeah, for sure. And like I had mentioned, I don't know, I think I had mentioned in the Bushcraft episode, so you'd already somebody would already heard it, but I'd mentioned like potentially like starting a whole Instagram from scratch, which I have not done, by the way. I still don't know if I want to do. And but it just seems very daunting. Part of me is like, maybe I should do it just as like an experiment, but I'm already doing so much, so I don't know if I will. Um, because really, truly, me like beginning to post consistently is almost worse than me starting from scratch on my Instagram. So just
But
because,
why, what do you mean start? You would just start posting newly on your existing one. What do you mean?
yeah, but you've never done this because you've never taken a break,
Well,
but
not
like,
consistently, but like you just start posting again. Like
no,
people
I
probably
know.
don't even know that you were gone, right?
I agree. I know that, but the algorithm hates when people take breaks and then come back. Like it'll never be the same again. That happened with me with TikTok and it happened with me with Instagram the last time. So it'll
Okay.
never get back to that point again, which is
Okay.
something that you just have to be okay with.
Yeah. I think you need
Um,
to manage your expectations of like just assume you start from zero.
exactly. Like you just have to assume you start from zero, which is fine. Um, and like, and that is hard, by the way, when you have like 20,000 people and you get a video and it has 1,000 views, right? So you're like, okay, or 200 views or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And like, obviously, if you're starting from scratch, 200 views is like the fucking best thing that's ever happened to
Mm-hmm.
you. And, and then it consistently
I
grows,
honestly don't
right?
think it's gonna matter if you start a new Instagram versus starting over from here. I think you taking a break is like you shut you close the door on like keeping up with what works on social media in a way because
Yeah.
you haven't been using that muscle of
Yeah.
like what content works and what resonates unless you've been consuming and like making note of like what other people are doing and you're taking note of that and like using that yourself when you start anew. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Regardless, it doesn't matter.
it's new skills. You always have to be upping your skills
Yeah. Regardless.
to
But
keep
and
that
also I
attention.
think it's
But
also the idea. I think it's a mental reset too though. Like I have all the old stuff
just
that
archive it.
I could do that. I could archive everything. Yeah, I could just start
Just keep
from
your one picture of you in the alleyway and then archive the rest of it.
That is my best picture.
Or your picture at Gravesco where you're laughing on the wheel with your hair. I don't know
Yeah,
which
with
one
my
is
head
your,
back. Yeah.
if that's your
That's
default
also
picture.
that might be my second best picture.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know, but anyway, regardless, that's not what we're talking about. What we're
Hmm.
talking about is is like what we can be doing in our own communities
Hmm.
as a normal human being, as somebody that doesn't have connections, as somebody that or may not have a lot of connections, but as somebody that like is just hustling in their community
Hmm.
and what that looks like. So,
Okay. So
yeah.
you mentioned farmers markets.
Yes. I think
Um,
farmers markets are the best place to start, personally.
for anybody, no matter the skill set,
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah. Because, well, what do you think? I mean, like farmers markets are the best way to like they get you plugged in to not only this city is usually the one that is the one that's in charge of the farmers market. Either the city or the Lions Club or some fucking club, the
Hmm.
Rotary Club, some club, right, is in charge of the farmers market.
Yeah. The
So
parks
that's
department or
automatically
something like that.
connecting you to somebody that's connected to somebody else, right?
Hmm.
And then you're selling your stuff, and if it is a low-key farmers market that's like $5, they don't really care if your shit's good. They don't care if it's bad. They like they just care that you're there.
Yeah.
And like you can really get like a feel for it, and I really think that's such a beautiful and like easy start.
Yeah, typically it's a very low barrier. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
submit an application 5 months in advance. Some of
No.
it, I don't know what your experience with these farmers markets are that you're going to apply to, but some of it's just getting connected with one email for the marketing manager.
Yeah, I've got that email.
And
I
then you
accidentally
just
called him
contact them and
Ryan.
say, "Hey, I'm a local potter looking to sell.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you have space for an artisan vendor or if you have specific because certain markets that I've done before, they only have certain weekends that they had artisans there, and then some of them
Yeah.
have them every week, but
Yeah.
it kind of
And
depends
I
on the
think
season.
also like if your community, if you're in like a giant ass town, this is harder. Like a city.
I don't think it's, I mean, ours is a big city, but like every single neighborhood has their own farmers market.
Yeah, like you have to find your neighborhood farmers market. I wouldn't be like going to the one that everybody goes to. I would
Yeah.
maybe,
Plus, that one's
but
probably going to be more expensive, and
yeah, but even when I started, like when I started out in Seattle, I went to the one of the farmers markets in downtown Seattle that was like pretty big, and I still had the shittiest shit and I still went.
hmm,
And it was still fun. I had a table. I had no tent. I
yeah.
just had a table.
Also, some of it's like a big city. It might like be more cumbersome to like get in and offload and
Yeah.
park and all that stuff. Like if it's a neighborhood, you're probably just gonna park right, down the street or something, or on the street right by it, or depending on where it's at. I like that they have repeat customers. Like I remember every time that I
Yeah.
went, it was always the same people going around getting produce, and that was their routine for the week. Maybe it
Yeah.
wasn't, hey, I'm gonna buy your stuff this week, and I'm gonna buy more stuff from you next week, and the week after, the week after. It's just like one of those repetition of, hey, how's it going? And you remember them, they remember you. You're just saying hi. You don't have this expectation like if you say hi, you have to buy something. It's just like, no, I'm just build connections. You
Yeah.
learn people's names and your neighbors at the show. Like a lot of them are the exact same people in the exact same spots, and you just run it on repeat the next week, and you support them and get a pastry, or we were getting like pasta from one of the places that was at our farmers markets.
Mm.
Yeah, so you build those connections and
They had pasta at the farmers market where the Beals live, and it
mhm.
was the best fucking pasta I've ever had in my life, and it was so expensive. And it was every time you ate it, you were just like, I can't believe I just paid $25 for this, but it was so good.
Yeah, and then they have like handmade sauces and stuff from them too that I would get. Um, I talked to a farmer too next to me at one of them, and I was just asking him some. It was kind of a dead day. It wasn't that busy or whatever. I was like learning about their farming, and uh, I got to learn a little bit more about what they do you know, I was kind of interviewing him a little bit just to pass the time. But yeah, I like those. It's I mean the money's so low too for getting in. Normally it's
Yeah. I think that it is so low getting in and sometimes it's low getting out. You know, I think that that's the thing though that you have to expect with the farmers market is that personally, I think a farmers market, and I've always said this, is half about the experience, like more than half about the experience than about the money. I think the money is great. I think the connections you make are better, you know?
hmm
And because that's, if you think about it, like you used to work at the Kroger, right?
yeah, for like
And did you
6 years
like,
or 5 years or something.
what did you do there?
I started as a bagger, then I was a cashier, then I was a
Okay.
customer service rep.
So you had customers that were regulars, right?
Oh yeah.
And you develop these relationships with these people.
hmm
And I also worked at Sherwin-Williams and I developed relationships with people. It wasn't not the same because they weren't coming in every week, but that is the best thing you can do to be put into a community is to meet the people in the community. And us as makers have no opportunity to do that unless you do something like a farmers market, in my opinion.
hmm
And the thing that we are lacking in this society right now is being in our communities. And so I think that that it has so much value. There's even more value than the dollar, in my opinion.
hmm As well as like, these days you can order something from your phone and you don't have to get off your ass and it's going to
Yeah,
show up at your front door the next day. If you can do that, why do you even want to go to Lowe's and pick something up? Or why do you want to go to,
right.
the grocery store to get something when you can
Yeah.
make contact with, the customer service people or the shoppers that you see around there or the deli
Hmm.
person prepping your, whatever it is, you're getting less connected and it's,
Way less connected.
it's still very convenient and it probably costs less money, but it's also like, what's the value in actually making contact with others in your community?
Yeah. And I think that I could be wrong, obviously, but pottery can be so solitary. It can be
Oh,
made
yeah.
so solitary, you know? Like you have a studio in your home. You don't go to a community studio.
hmm
There's a lot of people that don't go to community studios. And if you do go to a community studio, that's a great way to connect to your community. But if you are trying to run a business and grow a business, those people in that studio are not going to help you. You know, like
Yeah, not necessarily.
they're not going to be the ones that are like, "Oh man, I bought this pot the other day at the farmer's market. It is so cool."
hmm
Like, you know, they're not going to
Yeah.
be that
I
person.
mean, they're probably going to be excited when you get cool results out of the kiln and you're
Right.
looking at it as a class or something and you're like, hey, look at these pieces. I saw you
Yeah.
unloaded those things. Those look great. How did you
Yeah.
do that? Or how'd you do this? That's cool. So, like,
Yeah.
they're probably cheerleading a little bit with like the process stuff.
For sure.
Or they'll
100%. But
see
that's
like
a
your business and your sales,
yeah.
like, oh, I saw you at the show. Like, how'd that show go? Or whatever.
Right. That's a different type of community. That's not a community growing your business, if that's what you want,
Yeah.
you know? So I think you know, that's something to be noted. Like, we really don't have any other options.
hmm
Like, use the options we have. And damn it, the options we have are cheap as fuck. So
And
I've
they've
never
already
seen a
got like
farmer's
the
market
farmers
more
market,
than $25.
they've already got established customers.
Oh,
Like the
yeah.
barrier to entry is low. You said $5. I think the one I was doing was like $20 or $25 to
Yeah.
show
I've
up.
never seen one more than $25. And if it is, don't go to that one. But like,
Well, I mean, if it's like a really good one, it might be more than $25. But
yeah.
like
But
we don't live in those
that's
towns where they have
no, we don't
ex
live in those towns.
expensive
No.
farmers markets that are,
You know
I
what?
don't know, New
If
York
you live
City,
in
I'm
one of
sure
those
is.
towns, this is not for you. Okay? You can just scoot on by. Um, but yeah, like, I don't know, it's just really valuable.
hmm
So,
What
oh, go on.
what would make it if you're looking at the dollar side of it, what would make it financially worth it?
For me,
Yeah.
um, that's a good question because that does matter. It does matter,
Yeah, I mean, for
right?
you, your schedule might be more open once you quit the job, and you might
Right.
have more, flexible hours or more.
Yeah.
I was gonna say disposable, not disposable income, but disposable time,
Disposable
maybe.
time. Yeah. I think that's a very good question. And funny enough, I was at the farmer's market because I wanted to meet the guy, and I met this lady. She was the only artist, right?
Oh,
She was selling like prints, which makes it another really cool thing if I could be the only potter. But and she said, I asked her, I was like, how much money do you make? Basically, in a roundabout way.
at the market, at that
At the
like
market.
normally,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, I don't need to know how much money you make, but I'm wondering if it's worth it for you to be here, you know? And she was like, I have a cleaner that comes in and cleans my house. And she goes, and this pays for that. And that's what makes it worth it for me.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I also used to have a friend that said, like, if I can pay my insurance on my car or my car payment, that's worth it for me, you know? So she said it, and I was like, so does that mean like, 200 maybe, shmir, shmir, like 150, 200? She's like, yeah, like 100 or 200, something like that.
But does she
That's
do
what
it full time as well? She's doing it for like a side thing to make a little
she's
money to pay for a
retired.
cleaner.
I think she's retired, yeah. So,
Okay. Okay.
but she is like a full-time artist, I think, but like fine. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, she's in the age of where she may not have to work, but she chooses to work.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, so I was, for me personally, like 100 to 200 bucks is honestly fine for me because
Hmm.
what I'm looking for, I get paid right now, I get paid 500 bucks a week, right?
Hmm.
So if I can get 200 bucks at a farmer's market and then find $300 somewhere else, that's good. That's good enough for me. Um,
Hmm.
so if it was more, obviously that'd be greater. But here we are. Um, so that's, I think that if you shouldn't set your expectations too high, you know?
Oh yeah.
Even you go into farmer's market and you're like, ah, yeah, I made like 200 bucks. I'm okay.
Yeah, I think I would. I think my financial worth it these days. I do so many shows that I can't even.
Yeah.
It's not worth my time with my busy schedule to put a farmer's market on my schedule because I otherwise I wouldn't take a single weekend off,
Yeah.
and I need those weekends. But I would say at least 300 to 350 would be my baseline.
That's fair. You also live in Cincinnati. So that makes sense, right?
Yeah, as in like the amount of money to make it worth it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would be doing
Like,
the Covington Farmers Market is the best one that I've done.
yeah.
And
But
I've
like,
probably done
yeah,
that
like it's
20
just
times over the years.
right. Like it's more populated. Your little suburb is way more populated than like this whole entire city, you
Oh
know?
yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah. So you have to also look at the population of the town to
Yeah, $300 is
make that
also
matter.
gonna, I don't know if how $300 how far 300 would go for you versus like $200 for
Right.
you or.
Like 300 for me at the farmer's market would be a fucking dream. I would die of happiness.
Mhm.
Right? One time I made $400 at the farmer's market in Indianapolis, like not Indy, but where Deanna lives. And I was like, what the fuck just happened?
And
Like,
honestly, it doesn't take much. It's probably like one or two sales that can bump you up that high.
yeah.
Like somebody
I mean,
buys a mixing bowl set or like two
right.
two mugs or three
Mm.
mugs or something, and you're like, oh
Also,
shit.
if you are going to do a farmer's market, you do have to shift. I think you have to shift your thought process to what people are buying and what people want. So, to your point, mixing bowl sets, winner.
I never had success with mixing bowl, but just think about
You never sold them at a farmer's market.
I had a few at the farmers market, but I
Okay.
I never gave them that much time to
Yeah. It's
go.
like one of those things where somebody sees a mixing bowl set, they go home and they think about it and they come back and they buy it,
Mm,
you know?
yeah.
Or you have one set that's out there all the time and they custom order it.
Hmm.
So I will custom order a mixing bowl set any day of the week because they're easy.
Okay.
But yeah, like mixing bowl sets, bowls, cups, farm stuff,
Probably the tumblers. If you got
tumblers.
if you're making travel cups or something like that,
Yeah,
mugs, I would say the price point, like the average price point, 20 to,
yeah,
15 to $40
yeah.
is probably the.
Guarantee if you have a cup that's more than $15, somebody's gonna be like, $20. What?
A cup or a
Huh.
mug?
Anything.
Oh.
I would never pay $20 for that.
Oh man, I would sell the shit out of those Be Hydration cups there, I bet.
Yep.
Nope, can't do it. Can't do it.
Some things have limits. You know what I'm saying?
I
What
can,
the
yeah,
fuck?
I've I've swung too far one way with the shows that I'm like, no, intentionally, I have to cut the weekends back. I cannot sacrifice more Saturdays.
Yeah.
So, all right, you mentioned Facebook and social media. Um, Obviously we're both on Instagram, we're both on Facebook. I have not leaned into Facebook as much. I kind of just cross post there, but you've had some success with Facebook and Facebook groups and things like that over time. Um, what do you want to say about Facebook and using that to reach people?
I think that I think it's still very much a community driven platform. You know, like even Statesville has like a fucking Statesville community page. They have like four. And like if you use it correctly, it can be also it's a very specific demographic of people, right? Like anybody under 35 is probably on Instagram.
Yeah, it's more like late millennial, boomer, like Gen
Hmm.
X and boomer
And
kind of
I think the way
generation.
I see it is like right now, I don't really have that much money. I assume that most people my age don't have that much money and they're not buying like pots. I've always felt like the boomer generation was the generation buying pots.
Mm-hmm.
And Facebook is such a great way for you to be like, I'm selling these like we used to do. I should probably explain what flash sales are.
Ooh, are you gonna get back to trying this?
I think I am.
Okay. Yeah, you should
We're
explain it. What are they? You've had some
But
great success with
I
them.
do think that these take they have a build up. You can't just do it, right? It's
Yeah.
a build up that must happen. And you
Mm-hmm.
have to be within the community first. You can't just like be like, I'm nobody's, buy
You
this
can't
shit.
just go into a neighborhood group for the first time and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, buy my shit."
By the time I was doing flash sales, I had already had a store, a whole store. So like people knew who I was. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Tammy, get the fuck down. Get down.
Yeah, if you're just a Joe Schmo, you feel like you're kind of leeching off the community a little bit.
Yeah.
You're not embedded, you're not committed or yeah. Man, I remember those flash sale posts. Be like a
Oh,
photo
sorry.
with some text and infographic on top of it. This is
Tammy's
what
trying
I'm
to climb up
offering.
on our. Sorry about that. Tammy's trying to climb up on the wire shelf. I just sent you a picture. Um. Anyway, yes. Okay. So this you have to be securely cemented in a community for this to work, I believe. But I used to do something called flash sales, and it usually came around uh payday, not payday, but uh it usually came around when
Like
I
when
had to pay my
taxes are due or
bills.
something or
No, when I had to pay my bills, which is rent,
oh,
when
okay.
rent was due. So, anyway, flash sale. You're selling at wholesale prices to people in the community. Okay? That's basically what it is. You can ship. You can ship.
I feel like you did some a little higher than wholesale. Weren't you doing like 40% off or
I just made up prices. I don't think that it was really a what I
close? It
think
was close to
now,
wholesale.
close to wholesale. What I think now is you should do wholesale, right? Because it makes sense. Um, that is you take one item and you say, "Hey, this cup that everybody loves, instead of it being $25, it's $12." And these are the colors. Have an example of all the colors. These are the colors they're available in. And I don't know why, but in order for this to work, you have to do it last minute. It's like a last minute situation. Don't give anybody any time to like think about it. Don't be like, we're gonna have a flash sale next week. Like you could say we're gonna have a flash sale, but don't say it what it is, right?
Oh, I thought
And
you said build up. Like I thought you were saying you can't just do it as in you can't drop a flash sale on me tomorrow.
No, you can drop a flash sale on you tomorrow, but you can't, you have to build up to it. Like you have to build up in your community, right? They have to know who you
Oh,
are,
okay, yeah, yeah.
right? So you say flash sale tomorrow, 6 p.m., right? 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then you come on, you say, I have these cups. They're $12. Normally they'd be 25. These are the colors. Go, right? If you
Hmm.
want to have a cap, I recommend it. Um,
A cap as a whole or per person?
not per person, but as a whole. So like just make sure you can make as many as you need to make is what I'm saying. Right? So
Hmm.
like if you accidentally sell 300, make sure you can make all those
Yeah.
300. But so then they choose what they want. And the kicker, this is what spreads it, right?
I
You
remember
say,
this. I love it.
if you share this post, you get a free pinch pot or a free small cup. Something, a small tangible item that they can have that they want. Okay? So I would say you get a free pinch pot if you share this post and tell me. You have to tell me that you shared it. And this was back in the day when I was doing this on fucking spreadsheets. Now I would do it on the square. But um so if they shared the post, they got a free pinch pot with their order. And then the next person who shared the post got a free pinch pot with their order. So I'm giving out like 40 free pinch pots for 40 orders for like wholesale numbers, right?
But they're
You
doing the
have
marketing for you. That's word of mouth. That
they're
holds
doing
weight.
all the marketing for you. Pictures matter, obviously, and pictures with all of the information you need on them also matters. Flash sale, $25 this time to this time. Like be concise. And
What was the
like
turnaround time on that normally?
turnaround time is basically a pre-order, right? So turnaround time for me would have been like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, right?
And you're saying local preferred, so they would pick it up, maybe pick it up at the
Yeah,
farmer's market, or
exactly.
pick it up from your studio. Hopefully, you don't have to ship it out, but
Yeah. And I tell you, you should have a cat because one time I sold pasta bowls and it got way out of hand. And and I
those
made
also
three
aren't small
thousand
to fill a
dollars
kiln.
in
Like
pasta bowls.
that's a lot.
So it $3,000 in pasta bowls in like 4 hours, and they were $10 a piece. So think about that. So
300 possibles.
yes, I'm
Oh
pretty
my!
sure it was
If my math
300.
is right.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh,
So it was awful. Like
300.
my friends had to help me make them. Um, I have pictures of me and Val glazing all those possibles.
But did that feel like really accomplished when you sold that many, or was it just like
So much.
more of a burden?
So much. But the reason this works on Facebook and not Instagram is because Facebook is in town, right? So
Hmm.
like when Patty Sue shares that like shares this post about these cups, Mary Jane, who's Patty Sue's best friend, is gonna be like, "Oh shit," and then she's gonna share it, and then
Because it's a
whoever's
public
best.
share. It's not just sending one to one with somebody. It's like
Right, it's a
publicly
public
share it.
share. Yeah, and I mean, you can't really do that on Instagram. You kind of can now through stories, but that assumes that people are looking at your stories, and
They
that
have that
even assumes
repost
that they
option
like
now,
you.
but
I don't even know how to
that
do that.
repost option gets saturated.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work. I don't know how to do that. But this like makes sure that they're doing the work and they're excited about it
Hmm.
and there's a time frame. I did it with gift cards once. Oh my God, that may have been a bad choice in hindsight because some people didn't get to use the gift cards, but
But
I
also,
told
you
them,
get the gift card at the end, and you're kind of hoping they don't use it
yeah,
because
I know.
you gave out the money, you got the money up front, but the money's
Yeah,
going to come back and bite you later when they start
right.
taking stock from you at a
And let me tell
discount.
you,
But
the gift card deal was a fucking steal, right? The first hour, it was 50%. So if you bought $100 gift card, if you paid $100, you got a $200 gift card. If you paid $100, you got no, yeah, if you paid $100, you got a 200. If you paid like 50, you got 100. So, and then the next hour, like first hour was 50%. Next hour was, I think, 40%. The next hour was 30%. and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
Um, that one was wild. That's a I'm desperate type of situation in my opinion. But those can really, really work. I've never had success on Instagram. It's only been on Facebook. So
I feel like that's kind of a good option though. Like that gives
it's
you
a
work
great
to do
option.
for, and 2 weeks would probably be a push for now. I don't, 2 weeks would be a
Right.
push for you, but
Yeah, it
even
would
three
be
to
like a
four
month.
weeks.
Yeah.
But it gives you work to do for 4 weeks, and then you've probably got enough money to pay for your bills for the next month or two. I would guess
Yeah. Yeah. I
month and a
also
half,
think
and
that
stock
it
some
should
money
be
away.
yeah, I also think it should be noted that it was all basic bitch pottery too. Like it's not we're not talking like we're not talking even white on top of a color. We're just talking straight colors, right? I think the
Yeah,
bowls had a dip of
production
white,
bowls,
like five
waxed or
colors,
wiped, dipped in a bowl, dipped in a color, fired.
like simple pottery.
You know, hey, you need a set of 4 dishes? You could get 4 possibles for $40. Who's gonna say no to that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And then if you break it, like who gives a shit? It's like you paid nothing for it almost. Like
Yeah,
you get handmade stuff, you know? I mean,
exactly. So,
it's probably pretty low
yeah.
these days for you to make it worth it, but if anybody knows Becca bringing back a form that she hasn't made in forever, like if she made the thumb cups, I don't know, I'm sure she could sell the shit out of some thumb cups,
Oh, yeah.
and like, you know,
I did a version of I did a version of the flash sale in Indianapolis and it worked okay. It wasn't the greatest, but yeah, it still had grit.
I
A
could
lot of the
see
people
it.
that bought but to your point, a lot of people that bought them were from Monroe, Washington
Mm,
because
which
they
are
were
already
like,
your
"Oh
community
yeah,
you built,
my
yeah.
cup broke. This broke." Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could see you could also build that hype at the farmers market. Like you say, pick it up at the
Hmm.
farmers market. I'm here every week. And then you're bringing
Exactly.
new people to the farmers market. You're helping promote the farmers market.
Hmm.
People start looking like, oh, what has she got over there? What are these people walking away with?
And this is how community is built. This is how communities grow stronger.
And you're
Boom.
like, oh, I've never been in this neighborhood. This is pretty cute, actually. What do they got over here? Oh, they got pastries. Oh, they got soap.
Yeah.
Oh, let me,
Did
like,
we
you're
just
supporting your
solve the
community here.
problems of the world, Ryan? I think we
Yeah.
did. Um,
One flash sale
yeah.
at a time.
Okay. Another thing that I have an idea for being in the community is a smaller type thing, but I felt I've done this too, and I felt it was really fun, was doing paint your own pottery parties at people's houses, Tupperware style.
Mm.
And you don't have to do it at people's houses, but it was funner. I think it was more fun that way. So what I did was I found somebody first and I asked if
This is a Mary Kay or Tupperware. This is for
yes,
Tupperware. Are they all the same? You know, I
classic.
give you a
Yes,
free pass for you to bring X number of people.
100%. So I said, "Hey, do you have any friends that would want to do a pottery party, a pottery painting party?" And they were like, "Hell yeah." And I was like, "Great, you get a paint a cup for free." And
It's like we
and
all know it. It's like any
it
kind of,
yeah, but it works. It
yeah, yeah.
works because who doesn't love to do that shit and who doesn't love to do it in their own house? Like, I hate going places. And so if you're
Yeah.
like, hey, I'll bring it all to you, I'll bring everything to you, and then we'll glaze your shit, and then I'll return it to you on this day, and they can pick it up from you.
Yeah, it's
And
like, yeah, I don't have to, it's not the same thing as going to a Mary Kay thing or a pure romance thing or whatever where people are like, come see our stuff and you got to sit through the sales pitch and like,
right.
no, we're
And
artists
like,
here. You're having fun. You're
the
painting pottery.
exactly. And like you could do it you could literally do it the basic way, right? Like you could buy shit from Bisque Imports and have them paint it with stroke and coats and low fire it. Like you could do that and it would be just as fun as if you took your own pottery you made. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. It would actually probably be easier because the way that I used to do it was I had like pictures that I was gonna make, whatever. Like I had references and I taught people how to like paint those specific ones, you know?
Mm.
But if you just give them a shape and say go for it,
Here's your color palette. Go for it.
Yeah, like that's also fun too. Like I think I kind of approached it um in a way at like at the beginning of it. I was like, listen, if you want to do your own thing, I don't give a fuck, right? But like with the like speedball, like fancy glazes, and now they have the new line of like Studio Plus glazes and all that stuff. I think that it's really doable, and they have underglazes too. So like you could do everything with just speedball.
Hmm.
Like um
And I'm sure you probably have some glazes sitting around that you don't use that much. Maybe you want to
yeah.
take them to that and be like, here's what we got.
Yeah, and I mean like and also like if you do something like that, like I said, you can do where you paint a picture and they follow your instructions, or you can just say go for it. A lot of people like directions, so I think you should go with both options. And you should also have extra things because some people will be like, I want to buy that, right? So, but the base of it is it's a package, right? $25, you get a cup, and I provide all the paints, and um, we come here. Your responsibility is to feed me, um, and give me wine if
Hmm.
that's a
I feel like you
thing.
should charge double that. I feel like you could charge like 40,
Right.
45 to $50.
Right. I think back in the day I was charging way too little, but I was just giving an example.
Yeah.
And but you should have options too. Like you should have like a $20 option, a 40 option, an $80 option. You know, you could do all that stuff. But yeah, and if you didn't, like I said, if you didn't want to make the cups, Mako has cups that are slip casts that you can buy, that
Hmm.
you can just sell. You know, like there's options out there if you don't want to do the like if you're not confident in your throwing abilities and or hand building abilities, you can also do a hand building class with people. Like there's so many options that you can do at people's houses where they feel more comfortable. And then when they're done with that, somebody else is like, "You want to come to my house?"
Hey, we should do this monthly. Do you want to come to my house next month?
Yeah, so I think that like that was a really fun option when I was trying to get started,
Hmm.
you know? And it did build community within the process. Now, I
Hmm.
will say there was one time where somebody's dad got lost. Like, but there's a few times that was a disaster. So make sure that your underglazes work with your clear coats and your like if you're using glazes that may run in a cone six, know that. So like if
Mm.
people are gonna make specific colors and pictures and stuff, you need to know your glazes well. So just keep that in mind. And like also something, I think I stopped really doing them after my neighbor's, this is really tragic. My neighbor's dad ended up, he got lost essentially, and they think that he committed suicide. And I, like 2 days before that happened, I had a party at her sister's house. And so like, so like we like did all this stuff and then that happened and there was like this whole manhunt to find him and I had to like return the pieces. I feel like I might have been a little stunted from that, like a little traumatized. But
Hopefully
I
that
was
wasn't
like,
the
"Here's your
last time you did
stuff.
it.
Here's your stuff." So, but yeah, the first time I did it, it was 4 people. And then the next time I think it was 10 and the next time it
Hmm.
was like 12 and 18 and you know. You
Yeah,
could make you can make $1,000 in a night so easy.
I've also seen some people do this at local businesses. Like there's a brewery up the street. I've seen
Yeah.
there's somebody that has a small business with like terrariums. I don't know if you
Yeah.
see it on the back here, but there's it's a little
Yeah.
glass terrarium and they like plant their things in there. And it was a little workshop for that. And you spend like an hour and a half doing that. They bring all the
Hmm.
stuff, set it around the tables, and you come and you can get food if you want from the brewery or bar or whatever and get a drink, and
Exactly.
they're just
Yeah,
giving you a
that's
place to
really
host it.
nice.
And a lot of
That's
times they
really
don't
nice.
probably charge you to be there. They might charge you a
Sometimes
flat
they'll
fee or
say that
something, but
like sometimes they'll say like you have to have a minimum, like they have to buy a minimum amount,
yeah.
like $800 or whatever. But you're right, like a lot of times it's not much. And if you do like at a brewery, you can do a beer themed, you can do beer mugs. And I'll tell you what, Nobody loves to paint a beer mug like a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, I think
Nobody.
Baker Hunt did one that was a beer stein, hand built beer stein
Yeah.
in partnership with a local brewery, and I think you bring it in when you picked it up or whatever, and you could get a discount on a drink or something.
The biggest thing that you need to know about that is that the restaurant is in charge of the people picking them up.
Mm,
If that's like, or not in charge of picking them up, but that's the pickup spot,
yeah.
right?
They
So,
need to have a shelf or something that you talk with them about, like, hey, this
yeah,
is where
like,
they're gonna get it. They're gonna communicate with me that, hey, it's ready to be picked
mm-hmm.
up, but go pick it up there.
And at this date, you trash them, right? Like, don't keep these forever. I will
Yeah.
communicate to these people at the start. If you do not pick them up by this date, this human being is going to throw this cup in the trash and smash it with a hammer. Like, and you need to stick to that too because it's just no good if you don't.
I've seen some of
So,
these pottery pickup shelves from community studios or
mm-hmm.
whatever. Oh my gosh, it's a nightmare. And then they're constantly saying like, "Come pick up your pottery. Come pick up your pottery. We're gonna trash it."
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot. Are we doing an ad?
Yeah, we should. We should talk about our friends Bushcraft.
Yeah,
If you
we
listened to us
should.
last week, you heard all about Nikolai's story, how he got into it, his time at Diamond Core, starting out a brand new thing with Bushcraft, all the
Mm-hmm.
tools that we talk about, the Dragonfly system, the forge, carving tool or trimming tools. Becca's definitely interested in getting some of those newer trimming tools, the like fancier ones, the tungsten ones, I think.
I so want those. But I also admit that I'm like trying to get away from trimming. So it's like a double-edged sword, you know what I'm saying? And I have enough trimming tools. I use two. I have like two trimming tools.
Yeah, usually when you get in the groove of it and you're pretty experienced in there, your tools shrink. Like you need few like well done tools that work for like exactly what you need.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it is true, isn't it? Anyway, and I think that bushcraft is actually like that's the goal, you know, to make high quality tools that you don't have to have a billion of them,
Hmm.
especially the Dragonfly is this system that you can interchange the tips so easily. And that means all you need is one or two. Depends on if you're switching them
Yeah, the
out very often.
handles
But
and you could swap them or just have two or
yeah.
three handles with
Yeah.
the blades. I've been using the wide arc blades. They've
Mm-hmm.
got the newer variety arc carving blade packs on their website now. I've been using the kind of U shape. I'm trying to remember exactly which one it is. It's probably the medium round, I think.
Yeah.
They've been working out really good. That's my like go-to for my Sgraffito work. I've been using that nonstop. And actually, I can't really see that much wear on it.
Yeah.
I've
And you
probably,
use gritty clay too.
yeah, the
Or
speckled clay is a little gritty. And
yeah.
from what he talked about last week, the porcelain is actually more
Yeah. It's a finer sand, so it sands it down
it's finer,
faster.
yeah. So I am carving some slip cast porcelain pieces with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, some of the grittier stoneware, but also some white stoneware. So it's working the gamut, and I don't really see that much wear on the blade from
Mm-hmm.
I've probably carved about 100 or 125 pots with it,
Yeah.
and it's holding up pretty good. So
Nice.
yeah, they're doing very well. All right, Becca, they just launched a new website. You can see their Dragonfly system, their Forge system, everything available on their shop at where? Do you remember the site?
Bush bushcraft.com.
Yep, bushcraft.com. And
And that's
use
BUSCH.
BUSCH with craft with a K.
Yep.
And you can get a discount code in the description below. And that code is BK Wheel Talk 26. And that'll get you
Nice.
15% off. One per.
BK Wheel Talk 26. Oh shoot. We need like a jingle for bushcraft.
Mm, yes, we do. So there'll be some exclusions, like if there's other discounts, you can't use it, but give it a go. Put it in there, bushcraft.com. Try them out. And if you haven't listened to that episode with Nikolai, you should go back to last week and listen to it.
I got it. You're so crafty. You use bushcraft. Bushcraft.com.
All right, now let's see if you remember it for next time.
Yeah, I won't. There's no
Okay,
way.
what is it?
You're so crafty. You use bushcraft. Bushcraft.com. Maybe be so crafty. Use. No, we'll work on it.
Okay.
I bet Kira would be really good as a Nikolai's wife would be really good as like a thinker on that too. She's creative like that, I feel
Yeah.
like.
All right,
I
back
have
to topic ideas. I had a couple
yeah.
other things here. I actually had a library local to me reach out because they do like programming every now and then.
Oh yeah.
They fell off the map on communicating with me, but they were doing demos at the library because they do like, youth demonstrations
Mm,
or adult programming and,
mm-hmm.
whether it's like an artist talk or, if they want you to talk about business or whatnot. They probably do like book clubs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so I've actually done a couple art shows there. They used to have one called the Yart, which is like the yard art sale, which is like
That's
everything
amazing.
had to be under $25.
I love that.
So I've done that once or twice back a few years back. And I don't know, it's like low stress. If I feel like that would be a good option if you're nervous about like presenting to people about your work. That might be a good like low stress, low effort. Like,
Maybe I could
hey,
figure out how to make a show like that out here.
there's
That would
not a
be so
lot of
fun.
like, oh, you don't have to be intimidated. Like these people are coming in fresh. Like they don't probably know anything
Yeah.
about your stuff, so they don't know you and you know,
Yeah.
you get to talk about your work and share a little bit of what you're excited about and all that. Do you have are you saying start something like they don't have artist talks or like programming at libraries locally to you?
No, I was just thinking about that Yart sale. I really like that. I love the name.
Yep.
Um,
It looked cool on a poster because you're like, what the fuck is Yart?
yeah.
I think they just
And
called it the yard sale. Yeah, like a yard art sale.
yeah, and like having that for like local artists because it is true like having something that's cheap and like you have your seconds and you have your old stuff and like yeah, I bet Preston would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had that. Did you have anything else you were kind of thinking of or events?
Well, I was thinking to add on to the home painting thing, um, like where you can paint your own stuff. Making little jewelry pieces too would be really fun. I don't think that doing the jewelry with them is smart if you're not experienced in that, and also it's a pain in the ass regardless, if even if you are experienced.
You mean like
But
starting from scratch and like making
yeah,
jewelry versus
but
just
like
painting it?
making like pendants and like long sticks or something like that that people can come in and paint with like underglaze would be really fun. So, I was just thinking that because like I was saying cups and stuff, but you don't have to make it functional,
Mm-hmm.
you know? It could be very unfunctional.
Yeah.
It could be a garden gnome.
Garden
Yeah.
gnome, yeah.
Sometimes painting something that has a face is so much easier because all they have to do is choose colors. They don't have to choose what to
Right.
paint
It's
on
like
the
paint by
thing.
numbers. It's already
Yeah.
got its form and everything. I'm sure
Also,
there's slip cast gnomes out there and so.
pumpkins at Halloween time, fucking go for it.
Mm.
Just give in. Just give in.
We have we actually just made a mold of mushroom tops. So I have some mushroom caps that we slip cast, and I hand built
Mm.
some stakes because Rachel wanted some for the new house. And yeah, that would be kind of cool. Just painting the cap of the mushroom
Yeah.
and then
I
fire it,
think
and then
there's
we
a
could just
lot.
stick it
Yeah.
together with the stake.
If you can avoid doing clay with anybody that doesn't know how to do clay, I would avoid it. Um, but doing it to painting, so fun. Especially, I want to reiterate the fact that buying from Bisque Imports or China is not cheating. It's just straight fun. So, like, if you haven't done it, you're missing out,
I mean,
honestly.
I'm sure there's people that I'm sure. I think Isaac and them might paint the bisque pit Christmas trees or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah. It's
definitely a
just
thing. You're just
I've
painting.
I've never had so much fun as having like 45 women in a room painting pumpkins. It was a blast. Like we went through a lot of orange, lots of orange. But
Yeah.
like, it's so fun just to just do something stupid. So,
And I feel like it's I don't teaching other potters things, it feels like it has to be technical. There has to be some value to
yeah.
it. But I feel like if you're teaching the public, they're just looking for something
Yeah.
creative. It doesn't have
Right.
to be like, oh, we're painting this design and it's got to look fancy and it's got to be like you're not having experienced artists come in there to do these classes. You're having it for
No.
everybody.
Yeah, and also remember this. You don't have to teach people how to do what you do. They just want a little tiny window into what your life is like. So if that means glazing on bisque pottery that you didn't make, that's fine. They're still gonna remember you and the process, and if you take your pieces there, they'll probably buy them. You know? Like
Hmm.
if you take some of your pieces, they'll buy them. But like I think that we often focus on like, "Oh, well, if I didn't make it, whatever, like it's not worth it. But if you are trying to succeed in a community and you want to be in that community and you're having a hard time, maybe you need to start thinking outside the box a little. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be your identity. It's not your identity, you know? Like, it can just be fun. Like, and it
Hmm.
can just be stupid or something like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you can still do pottery. If you like
Yeah,
you can
it
still
does,
do
and it
what
doesn't
you
have to
want
be
to
like,
do.
oh, we always do it the third Wednesday of every single month, and you're committing to doing this for the rest of the year. It's just like, no, I just do it. I do it when it fits my schedule. You plan accordingly so that you can communicate it.
Yeah. And if you think you're like, well, that's not gaining me any business, it definitely is. It 100% is. So just remember that. The more you do within, the more they buy. Okay? The longer they stay, the more they pay. Okay? Just keep that in mind.
Yes. For the longest time, I've been thinking about this cocktails and clay thing. I
Yeah,
did
you
the
need to
date
just do
nights at
it.
Baker Hunt for the longest time. And I was like, ooh, I kind of want to have people here. We could go on the patio. I could bring my wheels outside and I could teach them throwing on the wheel. And we
Yeah.
can make something at our tiki bar in the basement. And I just never scheduled it because I was like, in the grand scheme of all these things that I have going on, scheduling a Friday where I have to communicate it and collect payment and deal with it and plan for it, like, it was like, it's too much to fit in the schedule. But I still
Maybe
like
you
have
shouldn't
that urge to be like, I still want to do it at some point.
maybe you should maybe you should pare it down and instead it's just painting the cups that you make and they're over at the Airbnb. So
Yeah.
you're advertising the Airbnb, you're over at the
Hmm.
Airbnb. It's more of an event.
People
Maybe
come there.
that.
It's a nice space. I don't have to clean up for
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
I can make a little makeshift bar top space in there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
for
I like
sure.
that. Yeah. We were thinking
Because
about
I
little
think
workshop
that
things at the Airbnb. That'd be great.
yeah, I think that it definitely like have see if Rachel would be willing to walk people through doing 70 styles flowers.
Ooh, okay.
Something very simple, super simple that
Hmm.
they could, and she could use her paper, like you could do paper stencils if you wanted or whatever. You don't
Yeah,
really
she's
need
got the
paper.
Cricut. She could always cut out vinyl or something. And
Vinyl stencils, and so if people want to do it pristine or if people want to do it like loose, and then yeah, something really simple like do have two options, like a wavy pattern and a flower pattern. you know, like a chevron and a flower or a wavy and a flower.
Mm-hmm.
And you could get tape for the waves, you know.
Yeah. And I could use my slipcast cups that we have
Exactly, 100%.
or the
And
bowls that
so,
I have,
and
and
what's
people could
great
just
about the
paint on there.
Slipcast, yeah, what's great about the Slipcast is that there's less breakage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just bring bisque bowls and just go to town on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know you, so I know that you've thought about it to the nth degree, and I think maybe you just need to be simpler, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
And then get Rachel involved so that we share the burden.
Exactly.
Not
Share
burden,
the
but
burden.
share the experience and the opportunity of like, hey, what do we want to do with this?
Yeah, share the experience, but also you see what we did there? Like you wanted to do clay, 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 and at the end of the day, I almost guarantee you if you did clay, somebody's going to walk away from there being defeated because they couldn't do something.
Right. And I was taking the recipe that we did at Baker Hunt where we had a date night and we provided alcohol and snacks and like an appetizer plate and we did
Mm-hmm.
a date night and I had to teach them throwing on the wheel. And it was about the
Right.
experience. We also charged a good amount for it. It was
Right.
like 180 bucks a couple or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like all involved. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so I got to repeat that here and figure out that. But you're like, no,
You
like
don't.
just take the things with you, keep it easy, advertise it.
Yeah.
If four people show up, four people show up.
Exactly.
And then it'll grow
Exactly.
and we'll have the gallery open at some point and then we'll be like, hey, we have a gallery downstairs. Did you know that?
Yeah, and then people go through that gallery and they buy stuff on their way out, and then boom.
Or they're like, hey, your space is awesome. Do you host like book clubs? Can we like come and host a book club here and just hang out at your
That'd be
place
so
for
cool.
a Wednesday night or whatever?
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
totally.
Love it. All right, got some ideas.
Yep.
All right. Any last things? I know we're kind of wrapping up here. Um, the o- the only other thing I had on here that I thought was a good takeaway was like volunteering and getting involved. I know there's a lot of events
Mm,
going on all the time, and that could either be, hey, I'm volunteering as part of my local clay guild or your art community or art studio or whatever, but there's so many like art fairs and events going on. You could volunteer
hmm.
at an art fair and just help out
Yeah,
and
for
get
sure.
connected with those people. So
Yeah.
you know what's involved in art fairs. It's kind of probably a big relief not having to bring and schlep all your stuff everywhere and sell and deal with the heat and
Yeah.
customers. But if you can just like help out for 4 hours at an art fair,
Yeah. Also, talk to your city, like downtown, too. Like you're down, like if you are in a tiny town, like Statesville's a small town, but their downtown is really well kept. Like it's a nice downtown, right? Like Monroe had nothing on this one, right?
hmm
And that's because Monroe was garbage. But um, they have like art walks every quarter, and they have like little tiny things that you can get involved in, like wine walks or something like that, that are really tiny that cost like $20 to get involved with, too. So that's another way. And like you're going to get a completely different set of people than you would at the farmer's market, something like that. But also, as to your point, getting involved with that, like volunteering to help, it's a great way to get in.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to see like who the key players are that run the events and
Mm-hmm.
who does the marketing, who does who's the person I need to talk to get access to like a building if I want to host something at this building or you know, who do I call if I need a permit or
Yeah.
permission to do something? Like, it's good connections to make.
Very good.
So, and then if they come up with something, they're like, we're looking for programming or stuff. Do y'all have anything you could host at the city building this quarter? Like, we're kind of low on stuff. Do you know? Oh, there's a local artist. Like, he was around over here. He came to some events. Who is that? You know.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, I think the biggest key takeaway from today is that you cannot thrive in a community unless you are in the community. It's an unfortunate price to pay. Not really, it's a fortunate price to pay. But
Well, yeah, I mean, it's good to care for your neighbor and want to help out as a group. Pick up your
Yeah. And
litter as you're walking down the street and stuff. Like, hey, you want to keep your
yep.
area looking good.
And especially now after COVID and everything like that, I think people are just yearning for that. So,
Mm-hmm. What about the consistency? Like, how consistent do you need to be with like being intentional about this stuff? Because I mean, I
consistent.
think it kind of goes hand in hand that you just always have to be. Um,
You got to show up.
yeah.
Obviously, there's seasons. Everybody has seasons, but you got to show up.
Mm-hmm. And some of it's hard. Like, you don't really know what's gonna work and what ripples it's gonna have until
Mm-hmm.
it's been a while. Like, I still get comments here and there at shows or a customer come back to me and they're like, I've seen your stuff. Oh, I've seen it at this gallery that I went to. Or like, oh, I got one of your mugs at the coffee shop that you sell at. And I've been working with them for like 3 years or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like, I give them a few things here and there. And you hope that it's working. You hope that it's resonating. They might not know your name, but they know your work. And then they see your work out at a show or wherever. They're like, oh, I know your stuff. They've already got that connection with you without you having to physically meet them one on one. Um, you did that, I think, with some local shops. I feel like you did coffee shops, or you should do something with like a ice cream bowls, or maybe somebody else did something with like
Mm.
a ice
That
cream
was a
shop,
church.
a church.
I did like the chili, like the empty bowls. I did it with ice cream at a church.
Oh yeah, empty bowls. That's a good way to get involved. We're doing empty bowls here in Cincinnati soon. I
Great way to get
got to do a
involved.
throwathon and get people in our clay guild to come participate. And
Just be aware that you can't name something empty bowls if it's not actually empty bowls. Just so you
yeah, I
know.
think that's like trademarked or something, and it's got to
It
be
definitely is.
it's got to be involved with that in some way. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Welcome to a new season.
Yeah.
We're in the summer officially. This is going to run
Yay.
through July and August. We got some good interviews that we already recorded and will be coming to you soon. And yeah, we'll see what else we get up to this month. Becca, good luck as we get into a new chapter for you.
Yep.
We'll stay
I
tuned on
won't need
here
it
and
because I don't need luck, Brian. I have straight skill.
straight
You know what I'm
skill.
saying?
You
No, I
got
need
so
all the
many
luck I can
skills in
get.
the bank to pull out.
Yeah. There's a lot of skills. A lot of
Yes.
a lot, a lot of banking on. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Uh yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye. You're going to have to stop the recording.
Hey, all. Thank you for listening to the show. And we also want to thank Lindy and Ashley for all their help with everything that they've done over the years for Whale Talk. They are our Instagram heroes and they answer all your questions and then send them to us if we need to. And we also want to thank you for listening and also participating. If you want to support our show, the best way to do that is to send us questions and to review us on whichever platform you are. So we haven't had very many reviews so far. I mean, you can even leave us a bad review. We'll make fun of you, but you can. And sending us questions always helps us with every episode that we do so that we can make it the best that we can. I hope you enjoyed the episode today, and I hope you enjoy this season.